Hi, I am Don.
And I'm Adam. So I don't know how many days we're actually into this quarantine thing here, but it's been happening for
More of a suggestion and everything. We're enforcement's out there, but at the same time,
yeah. But in that, since there's not too many places to go, and I mean even buying a new game right now has proven to be a bit difficult with all the back orders on Amazon and Switch prices going up. So we're going through some old games, and Star Fox 64 was one of them that we played through again. But before we get into that, a word from our sponsor this week. Ashley Luann K has a YouTube channel, and we'll put a link in the description below. But she talks about higher education and career in nursing. She can also be found on our new partnership with Rally Networks on rallynetworks.net. So check it out. It might be something that you're interested in a noble profession right now.
The world needs you.
Yeah, the world needs nurses at the moment. They're the untold.
Yeah.
They're the heroes right now.
Yeah, they tell you like, go to Wall Street, but no, go to the hospital.
But unlike on Star Fox
For one reason or
64,
another.
unlike on Star Fox 64, where an entire planet puts its faith into four individuals.
Yeah, we don't actually need a military. We're just gonna hire private contractors when things go bad.
Yeah, you know what I never understood is in the backstory for Star Fox, General Pepper reaches out to the Star Fox team because it's determined that their R-Wings are the only things that can affect and destroy Andros, a humanoid ape.
Well, that he just seems to have this particular contractor on standby. I mean, we've done business with them before.
We have done business with them.
They get the
before.
job done on time.
Yeah,
And they generally stay within a budget.
yeah. But do they really always get the job done? Because look what happened. I think you know the story back a little bit of Fox's and James's and Andros's backstory.
Look, when I was young and lame, I read Nintendo Power's comic, which tells you all the story that you wouldn't normally get.
Which that is, if I recall, issue 45 through 55.
Something like that, yeah. It
Power.
went for a while.
Yeah.
And the comic was actually very well drawn. I never really had many comics as a kid, so I can credibly say that Star Fox is the only comic I have literally read.
Ah, really?
Yeah, never read Superman, couldn't touch Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Star Fox. It's all about the Space Foxes.
Did you have a subscription to Nintendo Power?
No, I got them from, let's see, there was a gas station who would sell them occasionally, and I can occasionally afford them.
Yeah.
Or I could get them as hand-me-downs from other older kids or at yard sales.
Right. Okay.
So I collected a very mishmash of Nintendo Powers, which were usually outdated by the time, for games that came out like the NES era when I was very well into the SNES era.
But you just happened to find the ones that had this particular backstory.
Well, I hunted for those out of sequence because they didn't make much sense even in sequence. Because, okay, so James McCloud, any student of Star Fox in our society would know that James McCloud is Star Fox's dad.
Yes.
Fox McCloud.
He's the fox with the cool aviators.
Yeah, he's got the aviator. He's Joe Bidening it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, so James has his crew. He's got Pigmadengar and Pepper Hair.
Yeah, he only has two others. It's a squad of three. Isn't it?
Yeah. And Pigmadengar is not in the comic. This is as a new invention. Basically, okay, so in the comics prehistory SNES era when everything was polygons, so James and Andros were colleagues of a sort, in the sense that, the humanities department and, say, nursing are colleagues.
Right.
We're fellow academians.
Yeah.
So James is off having wacky adventures, and he, of course, got the girl.
Yeah.
This girl, of course, being a vixen, a female fox, literally. But Andros, he's tolerant like that. He's open.
Yeah.
He's been on DeviantArt.
Right.
And he's got some ideas.
Yeah.
He wants this. James he's not good enough for her.
No.
He wants some of that Vixen. And she doesn't he's that guy. Oh, he's harmless.
Yeah.
He's harmless.
What would Andros do?
He's like,
old Andy.
Like, James is like, I know you guys are friends, but it's a little awkward watching his little devil head float outside our window at night. Yeah, he's harmless. He won't do anything. Well, one day James is at work, and Andros gets the bright idea to wire up his car with an explosive, a car bomb, and, remove him from the picture so he can swoop in and catch Vixen on the rebound.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Vixen picks up the car that day, turns the ignition, and and she gets car bombed.
And that's how Fox lost.
This
his
was in
mom.
the 90s, by the way. Irish troubles.
Right.
Car bombing was very white back then. Anyway, Vixen is dead. James McCloud. Fox is now just a child of a single parent household.
Yeah.
For now.
Right. Another very 90s thing.
Yeah. Very, very. Yeah. I want the sitcom, the Full House, that's just the single. Can a single dad Fox get by in this crazy, crazy world? But the stickler is he also has Uncle Peppy hair.
Yeah,
and he's always away on business.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't love me.
Yeah,
he cares more about work.
Yeah.
Andros, of course, is not taking the fact that he killed his love interest very well. He goes a little crazy in the head.
Gets a little wacky.
And, I'm just going to throw myself into my work. And, I'm just not respected in this world. I'm going to create my own empire.
He gets banished.
Yeah, he gets banished. It's like, Elon Musk. You're like, okay, you're doing too much, man. You're going a little crazy. The flamethrower was a little much.
It's like if somebody car bombed Elon Musk's wife.
Elon Musk accidentally car bombed his wife
got her
because she was after James McCloud.
Got her in the new Model Y, and then he goes nuts.
And then he builds
Trump
weapons.
Sends him to Mars.
I don't know. Well, he would go to Mars on his own.
He would go to Mars.
Yeah, he would loudly say he was not exiled. Anyway,
Jupiter, maybe.
Anyway, yeah, he gets. He's not alone. I mean, there's a bunch of reptiles and monkey men who will follow him.
Yes.
Anyway,
all sporting the white A.
And of course, Joe Biden goes to fight him. Get in the aviators, but then he doesn't come back.
No.
God knows where he went.
No.
Anyway.
No, but we're
so
experiencing...
James McCloud is missing, and of course, Peppy Hare escapes.
Yes.
Comes back. We don't know where James McCloud is. Well, in the comic, he apparently got eaten by a space whale.
Yes.
Of course, this space whale is not actually a space whale. It just looks that way to us.
Right.
Because our feeble brains cannot comprehend the extra-dimensional aliens that James McCloud is hanging out with because he's just that cool.
Yeah.
So he's got the aviator still, apparently, and he's telling, in one of the comic issues, he says, "Hey, Fox, I'm okay. I live in the space whale now. I like cruise around through the black hole.
Don't worry about me, man."
And this actually does come up in gameplay for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because you can summon the space whale.
Yes.
And it will give you upgrades. Don't ask for any explanation on the space whale. You won't get any.
You have to do something to get it.
Oh yeah, you have to shoot an asteroid and fly through.
Yeah, that's right.
Some stuff. Anyway, but yeah. Also, the comics, the pre-game comics, also firmly establish Falco and Fox's rivalry as always being kind of a friendly thing. They roomed together in college,
right?
So they had all the hijinks. You smash Falco would smash a Budweiser on his beak and then shotgun it, and Fox meanwhile would get a little bit overwhelmed with work and anxiety. Never been outside his house before, and get a little crazy, trying to prove how much of a man he is because his dad wasn't there, and. When Fox gets like that, he gets a little bit. He has to prove his manhood, his foxhood.
Right.
And Falco would say, "Look, when he gets like this, you just gotta punch him and let him sleep it off." So during the part of the comics, we're gonna go through the black hole, and everyone says, "Fox, that's stupid. Don't do that." Falco punches him out and drags him away. Also, there's a bunch of other characters that don't really show up in the first game.
Yeah.
Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo, you do see some of these characters.
There's two new ones, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a rabbit and a cat. No, the cat's in the 64 version. I can't remember. There's a rabbit. That's all I know.
And it's not Peppy.
It's not Peppy. He's Peppy's here. No, that was the dog. It was a little puppy dog.
Ah, that's right.
Puppy dog girl. Anyway, that's not important. That game, you can very clearly tell. Like that game was canceled. I remember hearing about that game back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it became one of those like, schoolyard legends. Like, hey, my uncle works at Nintendo. It's coming out. I knew they were working on it.
Yeah.
But then it got canceled for some reason. Now, I was in third grade in Ferdinand, and like all communities in the shadow of St. Minor Arch Abbey, we don't know anything about Nintendo.
Right.
We get everything like the Soviets got everything. We got they got Levi's jeans 20 years after they were in style.
Yep.
We got Nintendo 20 years after it was out of style.
Yes.
But then I moved to Civilization, a little place called Tell City. Yeah, that's definitely, Tell City in quotation.
A city, that's a town.
And it turns out that while I was hopping around on the Super Nintendo with those little polygons, those sharp, angular things that I thought was like, that's what a plane looks like. I don't know what you're talking about. Turns out there was a 64 thing, and you were playing the 64.
Oh, yeah, I had that. That was my first Nintendo.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. It's like I'm really here.
Yeah.
Wow, this dog is talking at me, and it looks like a real dog. It doesn't say brr, brr, brr.
No.
Star Fox.
We're in your debt.
Yeah. Now, in so Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, Star Fox for the 64, they're pretty similar.
They're similar, but it starts anew. That's canonically
it's the
first game.
It's like
a remake.
The you never play as James.
Yeah.
James he did something cool once, and then he left, and he's still hanging over our heads, but it's about us now.
Yeah.
The new generation needs to take over James.
Yeah.
Take your aviators and go away.
Yep. They're always talking about back in their day. Well, now it's my day.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so SNES, you just kind of cruise through Lilac system, bunch of really cool planets.
All right.
With your friends. If your friends die, it's permadeath.
Oh,
it is
really?
quite possible to end that game with no friends.
Wow.
If they die, they just go to static. They die.
Huh.
64, they go for repairs, but yeah.
Yeah, they go in for it. They just go back to the Great Fox for like a level, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, both games, it's about finishing your dad's job. Picking up after the ruins of the past generation, the failures of our elders.
Yes.
So 64. That was a fun thing.
That was.
I was fun.
The reimagining of it, and to my knowledge, it's the only. It's one of few Nintendo franchises that they actually tried to have a story and keep the continuity of it going through sequels and whatnot. Yeah. But no, the excitement of that game. I never was really big into rail shooters until that one.
They pack a lot of excitement on those little paths you have to take.
Yeah. So the beginning of the game, they're starting to detect some unusual activity from Venom.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we've got all the
Andros determined to strike U.S.
Yeah. The early warning signs were there, like all this advanced technology, and they've only got readings from Venom. But anyway, Andros unleashes a massive attack on Corneria.
Yeah, he does pretty good job. I mean, he gets all the way to Corneria before anyone stops him.
They that place is in pretty much ruined. So
you get skyscrapers falling over; they're on fire.
Yeah, it's actually pretty in your face opening level.
Yeah, and it's actually is pretty faithful to the SNES original because I never really realized this, but there are friendly turrets firing at nothing.
Yeah,
and I didn't know those were friendly. Okay, yeah, there are other people here. That's nice.
Yeah.
You get a real better sense of it here.
You're going through that, and though Corneria is a tutorial level, if you will, and they are spitting out some commands of how to use the controller and whatnot. There's a lot of like self-learning you do have to do in that level. I don't know about you, but between the two bosses, which one is a direct remake of the SNES boss.
Yeah, the Super Carrier, yeah.
But if you go the complete route, that guy who's in like this walker, and you shoot his leg off like right at the beginning, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah.
I'll get you."
I really hate
this. Is nothing.
I really hate that that guy is only seen in the "you're not doing a good job" route.
I know.
because he's the best. He gives you so much.
He chose his attitude when he came to work.
There's
that
some
morning.
personalization there. I like him, especially if you just faceplant him immediately and yeah.
But anyway, neither boss is really that hard. But you defeat them, and then what way would you usually go? Did you choose to go to the asteroid level?
I always went to Sector Y.
Sector Y was for me too. That one, another in-your-face space battle. It's just a continuation of the adrenaline you got. From
I had
the
ever
one
gotten
area.
to a space battle like that was in the SNES Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And even that, I had to use a lot of imagination. But then again, this was 64. Apparently it was always out there, and I just wasn't seeing it because I was in the boonies.
That and the bosses were really the highlights of the level. But as you're going through Sector Y, you're blasting all these giant like capital ships
And Gundams. They have Gundams.
and there's legit Gundams.
I didn't know what Gundams were, but I recognized a giant
Yeah,
mech warrior thing.
something with Japan and walkers,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing.
Yeah, 'cause
But anyway, that's the final boss.
That's the language of nature.
Sector Y is, and I can never remember those guys' names, but he does that power launch off his little ship, even though he's in space, and he starts to go toward you, and he's kicking you, and he's got a pistol that he's shooting at you.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's got a
it's
shield. Oh, yeah.
But it's another.
Yeah.
It's rather difficult to get. What is it? The medal's like at 300.
Yeah, you have to do you have to either abuse that splash damage bonus they've got, or just really be good with the bombs, or just be merciless with the turrets.
Yeah, exactly. But no matter if you accomplish or complete that level, I never go to Aquas.
No, never. I mean, it doesn't feel like, okay, there's a bio. It's like finding out that North Korea has a terrible bioweapon at the Marianas Trench. Who cares?
Yeah, it's
giant, not going anywhere.
It's a giant claim.
It's not doing anything.
And the level's slow. It's not like the last two levels where you're like...
The music is okay.
Yeah, I did
if you're on weed, and I'm not on weed, I'm straight.
I did it
Like
for
Straight-laced.
just to say that I had played through it and then never again.
Yeah, you need to get the gold medal at least.
Yeah.
Because this is your only game, and you got a lot of...
Exactly.
I mean, kids today have a lot more free time because of the outbreak and all that.
Well,
but,
we didn't have the Nintendo 64 wasn't like consoles of today, where in
can't just-
between releases you downloaded other like little indie games.
Yeah, I'm still not used to that. I'm terrified of that. Like,
it's overwhelming.
That that's going to hurt the computer if you put games on it.
Yeah, you can't do
Dad
that.
told us that.
Yeah, that's virus territory.
Yeah, I mean, if you if you touch the thermostat, you will get a virus.
Yeah, that's a no-no. It's going to mess it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, you don't go to Aquas because you're going to miss out on the coolest damn character in the beginning missions, and that's fucking Bill. Bill and the Husky unit. Husky unit on its way. Oh my God.
Oh, Independence Day.
It was right there with Independence Day.
Yeah.
There's the circular mothership. There's the... even though it's like this pyramid, which was the epitome of science fiction back then. Every advanced civilization off Earth had to have a pyramid, or some Egyptian style.
Yeah, like
thing
Stargate.
going on. Yeah, exactly.
Because Egyptians, Incans, Aztecs, they can't build that themselves. No. Aliens did that.
That's right.
The Washington Monument was us.
Yes.
But that was aliens.
And the Illuminati knows it.
Yeah.
But no, that whole mission is just the ending battle scene of Independence Day, and it's glorious.
Unfortunately, there's no like Husky unit who says, "Hello, boys, I'm back."
Now, to say that I didn't replicate that a lot when I knew I had some extra lives, and that middle core was
accidental martyrdom.
Just on its last life, I ran my R-wing right into that.
I need to consult my atlas of Catholic saints for the one guy who accidentally martyred himself.
Now, for the longest time, I didn't know that whenever that mission ends, you could have all the Husky unit flying with you in the sky.
To the point where they don't even have enough room for each other.
I didn't know that because I saved up all my bombs and just blew the smithereens away of everybody.
Fox, that's one of ours.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, the mission isn't ending, so I guess this is okay to get away. Bomb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a lot of good Husky unit lost their lives.
This was it was
my campaign.
Pre 9/11 world. It was I mean,
this was 1990. It was 1998 for me, but
97's
97's when it came out.
Yeah, and then like the big defining moment of our generation, the first of many defining moments.
Yeah.
You know, we've had, well, okay, so we're on our third straight economic collapse.
Yeah.
And you know, we never really recovered from the cultural shock of 9/11.
Oh no.
You remember that one movie, Master of Disguise?
I haven't seen that.
You have not seen You've seen the turtle scene, haven't you? Turtle.
Yes, I have seen
Okay, because Cody played that, watched that back when it first came out. Anyway, I learned during quarantine, because I'm just reading nonstop now, some fun trivia, fun 9/11 trivia, fun 9/11 trivia. Not too much of that, but yeah. So when word of 9/11 reached that studio, they were in the middle of shooting the infamous turtle scene. So, picture this. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Turtle. The Twin Towers have just been attacked. We're going to observe a moment of silence. So, there's a guy in a turtle suit standing solemnly.
Yes.
In remembrance of those lost. And then he films Turtle. See, it's just like, when people of the future, when you look back on us in your judgment, your deservedly harsh judgment of our failures to stop the boomers before they killed us all, just this is what we grew up with.
Yes.
There's some whiplash between my dad. My dad was widowed because an ape man accidentally car bombed his wife, and Dave and Mr. Carey trying to turtle himself into a solemn remembrance of a shocking event. Anyway, yeah. So that was the end of the Independence Day era, because it got too real and we start to drift into the Command and Conquer generals. Like, American #1. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a bad part of my life. I wasn't thinking clearly when I played the GLA.
That was, oh my God, that was such a direct 9/11 game.
Star Fox is the child of the 90s, and he is innocent.
We didn't know
and pure.
who our enemy was, so it's just aliens everywhere.
It was ape men.
It was something non-human.
It was mad scientists.
Yeah, we were back to that point.
I mean, most sci-fi movies involve some kind of mad science.
Yeah, there was Russia, then we got bored of that, then there was mad scientists, and
then just like it used to be Soviet mad scientists, and then there's no Soviet Union, but the mad scientists are still getting work.
Oh, right.
Or they're working for themselves now.
Yeah.
Like Andros.
What route did you go after Bill's planet?
Usually after Bill, I would avoid the sun because that seems stupid.
I always went to the sun.
The sun is a cool level.
I will admit, the boss is not as cool as Sector X.
Yeah.
That route. But you go to Fortuna, don't you? If you don't go there?
If you mess up at Sector X because someone tries to be the hero.
Yeah.
And it's Slippy Toad.
Do you let it get to that point?
Never. I'm never. I not because I'm great at the game, by the way. I just generally don't let. But you really do have to work a little bit to let Slippy have enough time to screw himself over.
Yeah.
Like that. Though I do like Titania. I do like the level. It's borrowed heavily from Fortuna in the SNES version, where it's a dinosaur planet. There's that dinosaur boss that is a lot like the Fortuna boss in SNES. But I do like that there's like a alien civilization there. It's like in ruins.
Yeah.
Of course, in the Titania in I'm thinking of Macbeth. Macbeth in the Super Nintendo is a hollow planet where arms are just stored.
Yeah.
But of course, speaking of Macbeth, once you're done with Sector X, where the robot that has gone insane because Andros never finished it.
Yeah.
It's that one Gundam model it's after 9/11. I'm not a kid anymore. I need to grow up. Need to go over there and kick some ass.
If C-3PO was evil and not...
I must be complete.
Yes. That's who that would be.
Destroy.
I don't remember Titania too much, though.
It's just, you're driving a tank through the desert.
That, if you do get to there, that is sealing the deal for having to go to Balls.
Yeah, I like that mission, but, I like Macbeth more.
Yeah. Macbeth, you do have two options too. If you get the complete route,
to go to Bowls,
go to Bowls, and I guess we can go through that first.
But Macbeth is so much fun, though.
Macbeth is my favorite boss out of all of them. Macbeth's boss is my favorite. First off, it's our introduction to the tank, isn't it? We don't have the tank anywhere
If you
else.
go to Titania, you have to drive the tank.
Oh, well, if you go to Titania, you don't go to Macbeth.
Yeah, that cancels you out.
Yeah. So your tank level, if you save Slippy at Sector X, is at
A
Macbeth.
barren desert of a dead world.
Yes.
Fitting for Slippy.
Yeah, especially for a frog. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
But no, on Macbeth, there's this train that's starting off, and it's an arms train. And as you're going through it, there's an air battle going on overhead.
Yeah, your friends are up in the air. You get to drive the tank.
Yeah, you can shoot the planes. You're shooting all the turrets all around, and you're blowing up this train. And all the time, this like, is he a rooster or a monkey?
I think he's a monkey. I think he's a baboon or a monkey, but he's just cool is what he is.
Yeah, he's got an amazing voice. I wish his voice actor was in more games.
That is the voice of a guy who got the job he wanted as a kid.
Yeah,
and isn't giving it up.
That is a straight up general's voice on that. But you're going through this level. You're blowing up this train. The explosions on the train are so satisfying.
Everything.
It is the equivalent of a metallic lock on a car that when you hit it, it just makes that satisfying. Oh, it's so good. A well-fitted door that hasn't swelled from the heat or winters, and the lock still, the deadbolt still clicks
and
into place smoothly.
He dumps the giant lumps of coal that he's using to slow you down.
Those giant boulders. That
He
come
shoots
flying
avalanche.
up.
He shoots the Kruger avalanches. He's doing a lot of cool stuff to keep you away. He taunts you the whole time too. Like, hey, you better try to keep up.
Yeah. And you get toward the end of
you get to the straightaway.
You get to the end of the level there. You've blown up most of his train, and he reveals this like.
I didn't expect to have to use this.
He didn't go for the wireless boss. He chose the wired. The wired version.
It's like a kite.
Yeah, basically like a.
You're very lucky.
Not a bad description. But anyway, he starts throwing these like spears at you, and you got to hit these locks.
That's a really cool boss. I'm not gonna lie.
It's an inventive boss fight because instead of really focusing on him, really you're focusing on the locks.
Yeah, the little switches.
I can't remember how many there are.
You got
some 8 or 10.
There's like I think it's 8.
And you start hitting all these, and what your whole objective is that you want to get the railroad to move over and go toward his main base. Yeah. And then the train's in a runaway state. And it'll blow up his base. Yeah, and he can't stop the train.
He keeps tearing through barricades because he's just going too fast.
Oh, it's such a cool way to end.
Hit the brakes.
I can't stop it.
Then there's a really satisfying explosion.
Yeah, that you're driving off into the sunset and you basically see a nuke go off.
Yeah,
and it's one of the first times you get a plus 50.
Yeah,
for your points. So your
thematically, it's where you feel like you're actually on the offensive.
Yeah. I think that's the opening statement from Pepper.
Yeah, Peppy.
Yeah, you attacking the enemy's arms base? Fox, great idea. Go for it.
And then Peppy says, "I'm sure we heard him this time."
Yeah. Oh, it was great. And then the Great Fox swoops down, and you do your thruster and back into the bay.
Yeah.
Here is where it's like your last chance to kind of really solidify which route you're going.
Yeah.
If you don't blow up
the base, you got to go to the boss. It's the rule.
You blow up the boss instead, but not the base.
The big space station.
You go to Boss. It's this orbital satellite that's going around Venom for reasons. I can't remember what.
It's a defense satellite. It's got turrets.
Yeah,
it's got a shield.
It's just there to alert and I guess do some
Death
probe
Star.
droid damage.
Yeah.
Maybe a mini Death Star. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like those things you fight in Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
That you have to it's like 5 minutes jaunt with a chicken walker.
But you get down there, and if you didn't encounter Star Wolf on Fortuna.
Fortuna, yeah, where you have to go inside the bomb. Star Wolf on Fortuna is great.
Oh my God, it is great. But your first encounter potentially could be with them on Balls.
Yeah.
And so you fight him. They've got some cool ships. You meet what is it? Andrew?
Andrew
Pigma,
is the
Leon. And Wolf.
Yeah, Andrew for Slippy, Leon for Falco.
Yeah.
And Pigma for Peppy because they have a personal history.
Oh, they've got history. And he's gonna make him squeal real nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, you destroy all the turrets, and you destroy the core, you destroy Wolf, and then you get the F out of there, and you're on your way to
quite
Venom.
possible to end that level without killing Starwolf's team.
That's odd. I don't think I remembered that.
Yeah, you can. If you complete the mission, they just leave and never come back.
Interesting.
And if you kill multiple of them on Fortuna, only the ones that survived that fight will come back on Bolts.
Yeah. Interesting.
As opposed to the other route.
I feel like we killed all of them and then killed the core. That was in our Bolts route video. Link to that below.
Yeah.
But then we did Venom right after.
Oh yeah,
Bolts.
this is the version of Venom I forgot about.
This is the one that takes a departure from the SNES one. The SNES one, I believe you pointed out to me that it looks like there's an actual like city on the surface.
Yeah. There's like 3 different versions of Venom you're going to see in the SNES version. One of which is a space dock, and there's a city with lights. And it is clearly pointed out in the SNES instruction book that Venom is a populated world. That Andros showed up and said, "Hey, I've got the most capital. Ergo, I am in charge now."
Oh, there were people there already.
Yeah, it was a there were a bunch of people there who were just living around. Then Andros showed up and says, "I am your emperor," and he is not popular.
Interesting.
And
I can imagine.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people who are just hoping that you knock him out for them to liberate Venom. In this Venom, in the 64, there's no real hints of opposition. Yeah. Everyone's pretty much on board the Andros train if they're on the Andros train.
They're all wearing his hat.
My life for you.
They have morale.
I gotta admit, he seems to have some respect among the people who respect him.
He's got the popular vote in 64. But the Venom that we see after Bolts,
it's like a dead.
It's there's not a lot there.
There's like the ruins of a civilization, and there's a monkey golem.
Yeah, the golem. Oh my God, he's a bastard. He's harder than Andros.
Mostly because especially if you're bad at dodging things.
Yeah,
because he's like throwing things behind him.
It's easy to lose a couple of wings in this boss fight.
Yeah.
But anyway, you make it through him, and you make it to Andros, or what you think is Andros. So you get to him. You do the whole hands and the eyes.
Yeah,
and the eyes thing.
As you do.
But then whenever his face blows up, there's his the robot.
Yeah, as opposed to the cube.
Yeah.
In the SNES game.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it turns into a dreidel on higher difficulties.
But you beat him, and this is a scripted scene. There's nothing else other than it just showing you flying.
Yeah,
out,
you just escape.
Flying out there, and you return home victorious. Everybody's proud. You're walking into the room, literally verbatim of A New Hope in Star Wars. You get awarded by Pepper. He wants you to stay, but you're like, nah, I'm out. And then then end credits, and Andros is laughing at you.
Yeah, because you didn't do it right.
You fool! I'm still here. You blew up a fake. You blew up a mannequin at Macy's, and you thought it was me. So now you got to go play the whole game again, and you're back at Macbeth.
Yeah, and there is one we forgot about Kat, the other character of the game.
Well, that's
because she's a trash character who lives on a trash planet, or who shows up in a trash planet.
That's if you go through the warp points in Sector X, isn't it?
I think you have to go. There's a planet that's just a roiling sea of pollution.
That's right.
And there is a really cool boss
The warp points get you to Sector Z.
Yeah.
But the planet before it, which I can't remember the name.
I can't remember it either. It doesn't matter. It's a cool planet. There's a pirate on a garbage scow.
The boat where it shoots the ball chain out of the water. Yeah.
Oh, Chi-Chi, some respect.
God, that boss was so fun.
Yeah, and Kat was. I'm a little harsh on Kat. She's pretty cool.
That
she makes.
You have to go through Aquas to get there.
Yeah, that's why I never go.
Yeah, same. But if you do go that route and you go to Sector Z, she comes and helps you.
She helps you take out the missiles.
Yeah,
which is the only way you can get like the Great Fox truly imperiled.
Yeah, and even at that, if one hits, they F out of there.
Yeah. And
so you just go through the game with like one wing, but they're outside of just it not being accomplished. There's no real.
But the damage does carry over in the cutscenes. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So, it rubs it in your face.
Yeah.
Salt
and
on the
like,
wound.
if you're doing your thinking, you put your thinking cap on, all the money, you're specifically doing this game because your dad left you in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he lowered taxes and didn't, then he started spending more.
Right.
And, okay, now now we're like eyes dead up to our eyeballs, trying to pay off the Great Fox. And now it's missing 4 wings.
Yeah.
It's only got the 4.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Jet. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Thank you, boomers.
Who's going to manufacture that?
Yeah. So that's the whole reason.
part.
That's the whole reason you're doing this job.
Yeah.
Okay, the revenge against Andros. Yeah, it's important.
Sure.
But
yeah.
we need that bill.
Yeah.
It's a steep bill, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to go through Area 6 to get the true ending.
Oh my god!
And I don't know why you wouldn't. It's the best music in the game, most fun.
It's just a perfect amount of length, and I gotta admit the end boss isn't my favorite, but it's still a fun boss
because that game starts that level starts out so strong.
It does.
Came in here, no problems.
Oh my god!
Then an explosion.
Yeah. Do you copy? Emergency maneuvers.
And he and his commanding officer are just running commentary on your progress and getting progressively more panicked, and it feels really cool.
It does, yeah.
They're through the second line.
The heightened intensity of that game through 3 different parts. They start telling you that you've broken through like several lines of their defenses, and then at the end you can just feel their desperation. They're like, "Dang it, they've deploy it now!" And then
the last line has been breached.
And then that weird boss.
You shoot the tentacles to open the core.
Yeah, it's got energy tentacles. It's got this devastatingly huge beam, which you just have to go off into one of the corners of the screen, and you're fine.
The boss is nothing to write home about, but the
no epileptic warning on that game whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure there is somewhere.
Somewhere it's got to be, but it's not apparent.
Yeah. Anyway, then you go to Venom, and this time you don't dilly-dally around the charming landscape. You just go straight to this like little hole, this little base where Andros is hanging out. But then, Star Wolf's theme. Yes. I love Star Wolf's theme,
and they've got new ships.
Yeah, if you killed them all on Fortuna, and this is like their resurrection for vengeance. It's really cool thematically.
Yeah,
and like let's see how you handle our new ships.
Yeah, they're basically the same ship. They've
upgraded.
widened it, and there are 2 of them now.
And they're better than you.
Yeah,
they've got better ships.
They are good ships.
Yeah, you can't beat me. I've got a better ship.
Yeah. They'll do barrel rolls. They will deflect your shots. How
do you fast, peppery old pal?
They're more likely to do somersaults and all that stuff. So they are a little tough to catch.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
But then, like a boss, you get through them.
Yeah.
It's one of the few levels that you really need that silver star or the gold rings. Whenever they give it to you. But you kill them off, and you're going it alone from here, boys.
Yeah, and if you don't have because you had a lot of problems when you lost the upgraded wings.
Yes.
Especially when if you're not able to quickly respond to your wingmen to keep the other ones busy.
Yeah.
Because they're all squaring off and having their little square dance.
Yeah.
And the upgraded ships version, even Andrew gets the hits in.
Yeah.
Of course, Uncle Andros doesn't save him.
No.
Nepotism.
Where's your Andros now?
Yeah, he's downstairs.
Yeah, he is downstairs.
He's downstairs. He's self-isolating.
But anyway, we're going into the pipe, and this time we've actually got to navigate through the tunnels to get the Andros.
Yeah, and he's like taunting you the whole time. Oh, the son of James McLeod.
Yeah, pretty much setting the stage for that he's going to kill you.
Yeah. Excuse me. In Star Fox 2, he does kind of the same thing, only he does it in like
yeah.
and
Animalese, as they call it in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and then you fight like a demon skull version of him. In Star Fox 64, you eventually do the same. You fight the same monkey head.
Yep, get the hands, get the eyeballs. What is really funny that I like, if he does the exhale, The inhale move. You can throw a bomb in there.
And he munches on it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
It's like,
then that warhead actually is a warhead.
Yeah,
so it blows up.
And then he does like Looney Tunes steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah, it's great.
That was.
But then
the height of comedy.
You blow all that away, and you see his true form. A brain.
So, Andros, you show your true form.
Such a joke.
Only I have the brains to rule Lilac.
And it's quite a big brain.
It's true. I admit, I don't know. I don't understand exactly.
Like, I'm pretty sure an enlarged brain is actually a bad thing medically.
Yeah, I mean,
but it worked out for him.
Encephalitis or something like
that. Yeah. But anyway, he's got the 2 eyeballs. They're floating around, wiggling, and you don't like it.
It's
so
very, it's unnerving. It's unnerving. Yeah. And then you got to take out the medulla oblongata.
That's hard.
That primitive part of his brain is the most vulnerable.
Yeah. So once
the medulla oblongata.
Once you die a few times, if you're me, and finally blow up the brain using your one single laser because life, the whole room starts blowing up.
Yeah, and he's like. He like gets you in his tentacles or something like that. Like, I'm going to take you down with me.
He wiggles you around and it hurts and you blow up. I hate it.
Yeah, but then James McLeod comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Don't ever give up, my son.
Yeah, the screen goes white. James, Dad's back in town. He's got the aviators on.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Never takes them off.
I know.
Even at night.
The whole room's exploding, but he's telling you to follow him out.
Yeah.
As long as you stay on his tail and kind of do all the moves, which I don't know if they switch them up.
I think it's pretty much the same all the time, but I always have to follow him anyway.
Yeah, I never remember the pattern. But anyway,
if you lose him, you're gonna
you get out of there and you sync back up with your buddies. You're looking around, and he's just not there.
Yeah, and Pepe catches on. You're looking for someone.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you okay, Fox? Are you okay?
Like, what's wrong, a ghost in there? He actually went that way. With his whale.
You see him like, you see him like run off into the horizon.
Yeah.
He's off to like grab the behinds of cocktail waitresses and other things his generation thought was cool, I guess. Yeah.
And the only way you get the sunglasses is if you get a medal on every level, isn't it?
Sorry?
I think you can get the aviators on your portrait.
I don't know that I ever saw that.
We might have to look that up after.
Because I'm pretty sure I got all gold medals because I was pretty completionist with that because it was one of the few games I had. But yeah.
That might have been a schoolyard myth too. That
might have been. There's a lot of those.
And there is. But no, same sort of spiel. You go through all the system again. You get back, you get your reward, but this time there's no laughing Andros at the end of the credits.
It's just a nice little sunset.
You're slapped with a dildo. Pepper's pretty.
What?
He's concerned.
Yeah, you can pay off the Great Fox. Maybe.
Yeah, there's all the damages that you did. While they looked good and you got some medals for them, somebody's paying that bill.
Yeah, well, it's not you. That's the important thing.
That's the important thing. Because we took off into the sunset.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, I mean...
Turn off the radio.
You got to pay. That's the basis of our society.
But that's Star Fox 64.
Yeah, and I never played any other Star Fox games after that.
There's 2 sequels that directly come after that game. There's one 8 years after it. Star Fox Assault, maybe? I don't know.
There's one where you go to a dinosaur planet and there's talking dinosaurs. That's supposed
to be the second one.
And there's a female fox and there's a jazz horn that plays every time you look at her.
Yeah. We're going to have to play
Never played it.
We're going to have to.
I don't know if
We've
I'm...
got the GameCube.
You have the GameCube. You can play it. I don't...
We're going to... This will be our next...
I am down with talking dinosaurs. I love Land Before Time. Not so much the sequels. Just like I don't much care for this. Look, I really don't. I'm sure that game is fun. Okay,
it's fun.
You play it. I'll watch. I'll laugh.
Yes, there we go. LP.
That's the whole
soon.
point thing. Yeah.
Anyway, that's Star Fox 64.
Ugh.
And
got a sneeze coming.
Oh man, it is that. It is the time. Oh
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Spring,
mowing season.
Yeah, spring's coming.
The plants are mating.
If you're not getting coronavirus, you're getting the allergies. That's for sure. But anyway, like and subscribe if you like these sort of talks, reminiscing about some older games there. We'll of course be
the
back
little
on,
known gem known as Star Fox.
if you haven't heard of it, you should play it.
Honestly, I mean, most of the
Who
game,
hasn't?
if the game filtered down to southern Indiana, it probably is pretty well known elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it all trickles down from like New York and the port of L.A. and then comes to us eventually as sewage.
Yeah. It gets here. It infects us. We get it. We get over
like,
it.
the headwaters of the Ohio River up around Pittsburgh. Some kid gets Star Fox 64. We like fish it out of the water. And that's it. We got Star Fox. That's how it happens.
Look at this. Anyway, but yeah, like and subscribe. Check out our new partner at rallynetworks.net. And thanks for watching.